Welcome back to Global Lens. Could former US President Donald Trump, who is already in the 2024 presidential race and pretty much the Republican Party frontrunner, also throw his hat into the ring for the House Speaker election? Well, strange as it may sound, with Trump, almost nothing can be ruled out. The former president has claimed that he's been receiving calls regarding the possibility of becoming the next Speaker of the House of Representatives. Trump told reporters, "A lot of people have been calling me about Speaker. All I can say is we'll do whatever is best for the country and the Republican Party." For starters, Trump's multiple legal challenges and the fact that he needs to focus on the 2024 presidential contest are likely to make this prospect a little difficult. And then there is a little-known House GOP rule that could potentially disqualify Trump. According to this rule, a member of the Republican leadership shall step aside if indicted for a felony for which a sentence of 2 or more years imprisonment may be imposed. And Trump, believe it or not, is currently facing a total of 91 charges in at least 4 different criminal cases, potentially leading to a staggering 712 years behind bars if convicted on all counts. Well, these rules could be altered to accommodate Speaker Trump. The former president's legal troubles and political ambitions might make this scenario unlikely. There's been a mixed bag of reactions from prominent GOP figures on this. The big question really is, who is going to be the next Speaker of the House? Remember, in a dubious first, for the very first time in the House's 234-year history, a Speaker was ousted after he was supported, or rather after a move to oust him was supported by just a handful of right-wing Republican hardliners who were upset that he was cooperating with the Democrats. All right, on that note, let's move on to our next story, which is actually from Russia. Russian President Vladimir Putin has lauded Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, hailing him as a very wise man, and added that India had made great strides under Prime Minister Modi's leadership. At an event in Moscow, Putin said, "We share very good political ties with Prime Minister Modi. He's a very wise man, and India has been making great strides in development under his leadership. This fully meets the interests of both India and Russia to work on this agenda." Putin's praise comes in the wake of the G20 summit held in India, where the New Delhi declaration was adopted, emphasizing on the need for peace in Ukraine without placing blame on Russia. The Russian president also expressed hope for increased collaboration between Russia and India in matters of financial security and the fight against cyber crimes. All right, moving on to our next story, and this is a disturbing story from Iran. Yet another highly disturbing incident has been reported in Tehran, where a 16-year-old girl is currently fighting for her life and is in coma after an alleged assault by the country's notorious morality police for not wearing a hijab. The incident has sparked outrage and condemnation from human rights groups around the world. The incident was reported in Tehran on Sunday when 16-year-old Armita boarded a metro train. According to officials, Armita fainted during the journey, leading to her being pulled unconscious from the train. However, human rights groups have alleged that the reality is different. They say Armita was subjected to a severe physical assault by morality police officers due to her perceived non-compliance with the compulsory hijab law. Armita is currently being treated in a hospital in Tehran under tight security. A shocking picture has been circulating on social media that shows Armita lying unconscious in a hospital bed with a bandaged head, apparently connected to a breathing tube. Her family's phones have been confiscated. They have been forced into giving interviews, practically giving the authorities a clean chit. This unfortunate incident comes as a shocking and painful reminder of the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini in the custody of Iran's morality police in September last year. She too had been arrested for not complying with hijab rules. Her custodial death had sparked unprecedented protests and across Iran and global outrage as well. All right, on that note, let's now get you our next story, which is from the United Kingdom. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has ignited a social media debate with his comments on transgender individuals. During his closing speech at the 2023 Conservative Party conference, he shared his stance on the gender debate, stating, "A man is a man and a woman is a woman." These remarks have divided opinions, with some supporting his views and others criticizing him for being disrespectful to the transgender community. The Health Secretary of the UK, remember, has already put in a proposal to ban transgender women from female hospital wards, and that has already fueled the controversy further. Now, while addressing this particular conference of his party, Rishi Sunak said, "We shouldn't get bullied into believing that people can be any sex that they want to be. They can't. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. That's just common sense." He added, "We're going to change this country, and that means life means life. That should not be a controversial position." As we said, some have expressed agreement with him, while others have said that he's shown disrespect for the transgender community, and that when he talks about common sense, his remarks actually seem to indicate the exact opposite. That is what critics are saying. Meanwhile, Akshata Murthy, the wife of UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, made her political debut during the Conservative Party conference. In her light-hearted and personal speech, she described her husband as a best friend and shared insights into the relationship. Murthy said Sunak's dedication to the UK and his aspiration to provide opportunities for all citizens is what makes him stand out. The 43-year-old daughter of Infosys co-founder Narayan Murthy expressed her pride in Sunak's accomplishments. She said it was his honesty and integrity that first drew her to him when they met as students at Stanford University in their 20s. Listen in.
Now, that shouldn't be a controversial position. The vast majority of hard-working people agree with it. And it also shouldn't be controversial for parents to know what their children are being taught in school about relationships. Patients should know when hospitals are talking about men or women. And we shouldn't get bullied. And we shouldn't get bullied into believing that people can be any sex they want to be. They can't. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. That's just common sense. We should also never be afraid to talk about the thing that matters most to most of us, family. Whenever you want to talk about family, someone whispers, "Is that wise, Prime Minister?" You'll be accused of promoting a one-size-fits-all view. But in this Conservative Party, the party that legislated for same-sex marriage and is investing record amounts in childcare, we know that what matters is that love cascades down the generations.
Well, I just got away with good morning. We're almost at good afternoon. But yes, you're absolutely right. I'm not on the agenda for today. A bit of a surprise addition, shall we say. And a surprise for my husband too, who has no idea what I'm going to say. When I told our lovely girls, Krishna and Anushka, about being here today, they were also quite surprised. But look, the reason why I'm here is really quite simple. And it's because Rishi and I are each other's best friends. We're one team. And I could not imagine being anywhere else but here today with all of you to show my support to him and to the party.
Quite a surprise, that including for the British Prime Minister himself. All right, let's now move on to our next story, which is about climate change. September's scorching temperatures have set a new record, leaving scientists astounded. The Earth's relentless warming trend has reached unprecedented levels, as reported by the European Space Agency's Copernicus Climate Change Service. The Earth experienced a staggering rise in temperatures during the month of September, with the average temperature soaring 0.93 degrees Celsius above the 1991 and 2020 average. This marks the highest deviation from normal in the 83-year history of temperature records. The Institute has expressed astonishment, saying it's just mind-blowing really. We've never seen anything like this in any month in our records. While July and August had hotter raw temperatures because they are warmer months on the calendar, September had what scientists call the biggest anomaly or departure from normal. Temperature anomalies are crucial pieces of data in a warming world. Imperial College of London climate scientist Federico Otto said, "This is not a fancy weather statistic, it's a death sentence for people and ecosystems. It destroys assets, infrastructure and harvest." Clearly, something for all of us to worry about. This is, after all, our planet. Well, that's all the time we have on this edition of Global Lens. If you have been, thanks so much for watching.